All right, welcome. My name is Dorian, and I'm going to walk you through the ownership of your new Lyriq V. Starting with the key fob, you'll notice that the color of the key is based off of the color of the calipers. If it is black, it is black. If they are red, it's red. If they're blue, they are blue. Now, functions, it's pretty self-explanatory. Lock, unlock, undo the tailgate, and remote start. Sound the alarms, and if you ever get locked out of the vehicle and the key fob is dead, there is a key inside here. That is the key to open the door. Remote starting is as such, 1, 2. And it will precondition the battery and the cabin temperature for you as it's an electric vehicle. If you want to unlock the tailgate, hit this 2 times. It will open. If you want to stop it anywhere, you hit it again and then close it as such. You approach the car, you'll notice that the handle is open. So you can open. As you lock the car, you will notice they close. To open the armrest, there's no button, it's a simple pull. You have a 12 volt, USB is inside. You have a wireless charging station within this area. This area is a virtual mouse. So this enables you to cycle through the menu by simply twisting. So we're gonna stay in demo mode for right now. You click in to function it. There are some hotkeys such as the home screen button, back, quickly to your music, your phone, and your navigation. A little click reception every time that you press in it. This is a volume knob. Not only do you have the volume knob there, but you also have it on the steering wheel too. In this area, you have storage. You have USB-C in the Lyriq V. You will have an extra tray within here, and the lower models don't all have that available. You have physical buttons for your climate zone control, driver, passenger, fan speed. Click up for fan speed, change temperature as such. Max rear defrost. If you want to use the side mirrors for defrost, you must have the rear defrost on. You can cycle on and off. The directions for the fan system are adjusted as such. You simply back and forth to the left, closes it, opens it as such. You'll be able to feel the flow through all of it. Same thing on this side. Navigating the main computer is pretty simple. It can seem quite daunting, but at the end of the day, it behaves exactly like your iPhone or your Android phone because this is a Google connected system. The number one button that's going to be your best friend if you ever get lost here is this icon or that icon. They take you right to the home screen every single time. I could be in depth wherever I want to in the climate system. If I press this button, it brings me right back to the main screen. You'll notice that vehicle status is a new button that you wouldn't have seen before, and drive modes within here. The vehicle status button allows you to monitor any and all of your driving functions. So the maintenance will be able to see your tire pressure monitoring system. You can see your tire rotation when you need to do it next. Because this is a Cadillac, you will have tire rotations covered for the first 4 years or every 12,000 kilometers. Your energy information will be in here to see your energy usage. If I click into this area, it's going to tell you what is being the most drawing of the power from the battery, what is the efficiency, and so on and so forth. If you want to see this all the time, what you would do in any of the information, say for example this one again, you go add to driver display, and now it displays it on the left-hand side of your driver information center. If you don't want to see that, then what you need to do is you go over to another piece. Let's find one that actually is enabled. Air quality. You can simply swap it over. If you don't want anything there, then what you do is you turn it off and it will tell you the date, time, temperature outside. Driving modes are important. So you can set up a few different driving modes. You'll notice you have a touring mode, sports mode, snow mode. Those 3 are all pre-set up by the manufacturer. If you want to have your own customized mode, you go to My Mode. There are 2 My Mode style modes. The mode My mode will enable you to change your steering. So touring or sports will be tighter or looser steering response. Your suspension, tighter or looser suspension system. Braking feel, faster or a little bit slower. Acceleration feel, either really relaxed is what R stands for. Touring model is reasonably like it's like a grand touring car, highway through the mountains idea. And sports will be for the track or really aggressive driving. Now, the motor sound, keep in mind that these are all synthetic motor sounds. There are 4 different modes that you can cycle through, and you can make the choice the way that you like to do it. V mode is a very important mode. So this is the velocity mode. You simply go to V mode. Why this is important and why these are different. The V mode is simply a button that you can quickly activate by pressing the V button, exactly like the Corvettes have been. They have a Z mode or a Z mode. This is the same idea, it just happens to be a V mode. Why this is nice is you can have 2 separate styles. If you want it on the day-to-day, just be in touring mode, but then when you want to have a little bit of fun on the fly, all you do is you simply click this, and then you go into velocity mode, which will be... it will display on the bottom. You'll notice that there's a V on the bottom. This is where things get more fun. Exclusive to the V models, you have the competitive mode. So when it's turned on, it's going to tell you traction control will be turned off. The electronic StabiliTrak will be reduced for optimal vehicle performance. And you just press turn on. Now, it will say StabiliTrak competitive mode. In the case of you wanting to use launch control, I will not be doing this on the dealership lot. It will give you guidance on how to do it. So the way that it's going to work is, in the case of being in drive and you want to put your competitive mode on, it will tell you to stand on the brake. So you stand on the brake, and then with your left foot, and then what it will do is floor the pedal, the gas pedal, or go pedal in this case, because it's not a gas. And then it will tell you release the brake, and it will launch you forward. That's how you do launch control. My Cadillac app in this car allows you to be able to schedule service. You can see your owner's manual if you have any other questions within the car. This is the same function in every General Motors new vehicle infotainment center. I'd simply say accept and accept, go continue. And you can say schedule maintenance, your plans that are available, owner's manual, and you can change your settings, so on and so forth. The Google Assistant is the Google activated vehicle assistant right now. So I would say something like, hey Google, change the temperature in the vehicle to high on all sides.
Got it. Changing the temperature to high.
Or, hey Google, please take me to Edmonton, Alberta.
All right, Edmonton.
So because this is an electric vehicle, it is going to populate all of the locations when a destination is set where you will need to charge within. So it's going to take a little bit of extra time, but it's saying, hey, I am set to 31% right now. There are 2 charging stops, and in total you'd be charging for 3 hours and 49 minutes based off of what is in the area and the speed of each charger on the map. If you don't want to do that, you can remove charging, and it will tell you how quickly you're going to go, and it's going to tell you it's going to be charging needed. You'll be at 78% upon arrival, so on and so forth. I highly recommend, as an EV owner myself, that you use the My Cadillac app on your phone and you set up with your salesperson for assistance, because it's not the easiest thing to navigate unless you are tech savvy, to link your ChargePoint app, your Tesla charging app, and you connect your Flow app. These are all charging third-party accounts that you can make it set up that anytime you go to a DC fast charger or a level 2 charger in the public area, that you simply plug it in and it will charge automatically without having to go into an app and do that. So it can be done on the My Cadillac app. If you find yourself sitting at a charger for quite some time and you want a little bit more entertainment, the Cadillacs come with unlimited data plans in Canada at this moment for 3 years, as long as you are equipped with Super Cruise. These cars do have 3 years of Super Cruise, and that also comes with 3 years of unlimited data through TELUS provider right now. You could go to the Play Store and you would simply be able to download Amazon Prime Video, set your account up, and you can watch Amazon as long as you are in park. There also are some games that you can play with your kids if you really happen to be that adventurous. But you do have unlimited data in this vehicle screen for the next 3 years as of the day that you bought this vehicle. Being this is an electric car, the charging app is really important. One that you're gonna really wanna get used to using. So right now, you can set up your car to be charged at later times. So if you're in a region that they charge you more money during certain times of the day that you're using your power, then essentially, I'm gonna just make that go on for another 60 minutes there. You can set up charge later, and you can simply say, hey, I only want to charge during these hours of the day, or I want to charge now and end at another time. That way you're not charged that extra money on your power bill. You can also precondition the battery or the vehicle at a certain time if you're expecting to consistently leave the home or work at a certain time and you want it to be preconditioned. So you simply turn that in here. And what I love about the way they did everything in this car is everything is self-explanatory. You click something, you just spend a little bit of time. If you don't understand how it works, it will be on the right-hand side that will give you a full description on how it works. So you can have your preconditioning temperature that you set on your app. So when I have an Optic, so anytime that I use my phone and I remote start it, this is the preconditioning temperature that it will be set to. So in the summertime, if I want to precondition the cabin to be cooler, then I would simply go like that. That is the preconditioning temperature. You can just simply turn the preconditioning on and off. This is also really important because generally, if you are an owner of your car, you'll know that charging to 80% is the best practice for longevity life of your battery. So if you wanted to, if you're going on a long trip and you are charging prior to your long trip, you should be charging to 100% for that time. So the way that you would do it for the first way is you would go, you press this little button here and you drag it. Now it would be charging to 100%. If I only wanted to charge to 50%, then I would simply drag it and drop it however I want to there. We at the dealership will always set it to 80% because that is what General Motors has recommended for owners to be driving. The only time to use your 100% is if you're going on a long trip. This is what the schedule I was talking about earlier is. You can set your schedule for when you want to charge and when you do not want to charge it. Any settings, this is important. So if you're needing to charge at a level 3 DC fast charging station and it is in the middle of the winter time, there is a very important button that you want to click in the car. It's called Fast Charge Prep. What this does is it essentially will warm up the batteries and prep your batteries for taking a very heavy charge. It is very important to do this because you may find yourself in colder temperatures or even just in regular temperatures that if you don't press this button and you are on a DC fast charger, it may take a lot longer for your car to take the charge because it's just not prepared. It's like an athlete getting ready to run the race. You need to warm up your muscles so that it can do that performance. To do so, you simply go into, I'm going to go back again, charging, you go to the settings, and then you go down here and go Fast Charge Prep. Press this button, and you say Start, ready to plug in at any time. So because the batteries are already ready, it is simply ready to take it at any time. Just exactly what I said. Just like an athlete, your battery needs a warm-up performance best. That's what I love. It will explain every single feature. One of the most important buttons in this car is the on and off switch. Whenever it's like a start button in your car like you normally would have, the push button starts with a key from the old classic days. Well, now we don't have those. The way that it works is as follows. To start it up, simply put your foot on the brake as long as the key is within the vehicle. Everything starts up. To turn it off, keep in mind it's very important. To turn it off, there's going to be a row of buttons on the bottom here. It will say vehicle off, and then there's a car with a timer. The car with a timer is set the car to go for 60 minutes. So this would be a button that if you wanted to head into the grocery store while your family or your friends or other passengers in the vehicle stay within and it's colder weather or it's hotter and you just want the temperature to be remaining on, you press that button so then when you leave, the car doesn't shut off. If you want to turn the vehicle off and you're having difficulties, say for example, you turn it on and you want to leave and the car's still running. I had that happen today for one of my customers. What you do is you look for this icon. You press this button and everything shuts off. There's a few other buttons here. There's the glove box button. You press that, glove box falls down. And then there is the one pedal driving mode. One pedal driving mode is important. It's kind of like the Tesla system where you don't have to put your foot on the brake. You just, as you put your foot on the go pedal, when you let up on it, it applies the brakes lightly. This menu, when it's that I pressed for the set, the one pedal driving, you can turn it off, you can go normal, and you can have high. So this is just going to be how quickly the brakes are going to stop the vehicle. And we want to keep it on the home screen. So go exit, and that's what that button is. I use it every single day. It's kind of annoying when you first start, but you will get used to it, and it's really helpful. The camera system shows you the 360 camera views. You have a top-down, front, rear. This is for the side. You go overhead or standard. Anytime that you go into reverse, which is in and up, it will go to this view. You can change your settings to have guidelines on for trailering or your vehicle, and you can turn the top down one if you prefer to have a bigger view. And you can just turn it off if you want to as well. On to the next page, ambient lighting. Ambient lighting, this is a pretty complicated menu, and I'm going to break it down for you. You have a bunch of presets. There's incandescent, which is white. There's blue, aurora, which is purple and blue, teal and blue, transcendent, which is orange, oasis, ethereal, radiance, magnitude, and 2 custom styles. So if you want to create a custom style, you press the custom style and press create style. This is going to tell you what part of the vehicle is being affected. So the accents will be the strip lighting throughout the car, in the doors, and so on and so forth. The decorative ones will be throughout on the other spots. You can also sync them all to be the same color. But if I want to change the color, you have to press this button and go confirm, or click it again and you can change whatever color you want to. Click it once and you have to click it again. Because if I go here, green, presses that way, and then you go here. You have to hit it 2 times. The other button you can press is you can go link to drive mode. So if you did that, it will simply have a color per drive mode that we discussed before, and you'll be able to tell what drive mode you're in if you're in this way. There's demo mode, which is when you're in park. It will cycle through all the colors. Automatic park assist. The way that this works is you need to be in drive. As you're looking for a parking spot, you look for a spot outside and you say, for example, you find one. Well, you press the type of parking spot that you're wanting to be in, and it will navigate that for you. You'll notice that you have a Wi-Fi hotspot in the vehicle. So you'll have your name of your Wi-Fi that you can use. You're going to have unlimited in the newest iteration of the 2026 Cadillac Lyriq and Optic, Vistic, and Cadillac Escalade IQ. You can change the name of your Wi-Fi, your password, and you can make QR code sharing, so on and so forth. Audio is navigated this way. You'll immediately be brought to a selection menu. So AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio, Bluetooth, USB. So the USB port, you would use a USB-C here. What you would do to take advantage of the USB port, you would take your music from CDs, iTunes that you've bought, anything on a computer, and you put the USB in your computer and put them onto that USB. You then will make sure that that USB is plugged into that port, and you can then listen to any songs that you have on that USB. But for now, we're going to select FM. If you have a favorite radio station that you want to use, all you have to do is you press and hold after you've signed or set it to that station. say for example, I want that station, press and hold. Now it's got a hotkey. You're able to use FM, AM, Sirius satellite radio mixed up in different ways if you want. Settings are the gear here. If you want to change your sound, you go back into the sound. You can go to equalizer, pretty straightforward. You can change your treble, mid, bass. You go to sound mode. This is where you take advantage of your AKG surround sound system. You can have the driver-centric, I'm gonna just turn that down. You can change the driver-centric sound to front, or if you're trying to make your rear passengers focused, if you're using this for like rideshare or something, you can do it there. If you want to make it more so stereo, instead of surround 3D, you just change it as this. I always keep mine in full if I can. Go to front. The most frequently asked question is, how do I pair my phone? So how you do it is you look for phone in the main menus or on the bottom hotkeys and you hit phone. You simply press the manage phones button and you press add device. You then do a search on your phone and you'll find Cadillac 3941 or whatever it says on your phone. As soon as you select that, it will pair the device to the vehicle. It's very simple. You just need to be able to navigate onto your cell phone and how to get to Bluetooth. So on any device, you're going to be looking for connections, then you want to look for Bluetooth, and then you do the search there. As soon as you're connected, if your vehicle, in this case, this Lyriq, is capable of using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, it will ask you and prompt you, do you want to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay? The answer is yes. Anybody who has access to Apple CarPlay uses it because it is just an extension of your phone in the best means possible. All I've seen online is how upset people are that they can't use Apple CarPlay in the Optic and most of the electric Cadillacs, whereas the Lyriq, because it is one of the first generation electric cars in the Cadillac line, I wouldn't say the first generation, but of this current time, this is designed to still have it, and a lot of people are happy about it. So use Apple CarPlay if you have the ability to. It's really great. It's just an extension of your phone. It's like having an iPad, or Android Auto. It's like having your phone on the screen. And the single most important button, which will be on the bottom here, is controls. In controls, you have the child safety locks turn on and off. You have the glove box release, which we did earlier. You have your dome light, which I have on currently. You can turn it off too. Power window lockouts, that's quite important. The camera, this is important because if you chose to drive on the highway and you wanted to monitor a certain part of the car, you would click this button and then you go to camera, and then now you can see around your car. You can monitor the front, rear, and okay, this is new. That's amazing. Okay, that's cool. I'm just discovering this now. That's what this camera is for. Okay, that's cool. So you're able to I'm so happy about this. So you have a interior light, almost like a selfie video camera. That's nice. And you can see the sides too. You can monitor your rims. This is fantastic. Continuing on, you have traction control, automatic high beams, which everyone should keep on all the time. This will automatically dim your lights as oncoming traffic comes your way. Automatic park assist is what we talked about earlier. Your parking sensors, you have them on the front and on the back. On the Lyriq V, it will have rear cross traffic alert, and it will look in 50 feet in each direction as you're backing up to make sure that you're not about to back into traffic, and it will stop for you automatically, which is great. That's what the automatic braking is. On the controls on the steering wheel, you have Super Cruise, heated steering wheel, velocity mode, your this is your adaptive cruise control button. So as you notice, it changes on the screen there when I click it. That's your arm for cruise control and cancel. This is your forward collision alert. This is for you to change how many car lengths away it will have your forward collision alert. You got your reset for your cruise control. And then on this side, you have your talk button. You can summon your assistant anytime you need to. You have your music on the icons on this side. Phone. Hang up the phone. This will make you change your favorite stations or your music if you're in Spotify or any of those apps in the screen, up and down. Hang up the phone, activate your assistant as we manage music, phone, volume, and this is to cycle the menu. You'll notice a metal paddle on here. This is for regen braking. It looks like a little battery on it. You'll use this if you're using one pedal driving or to slow down. It's like having a brake here. This piece on the top is the camera for your Super Cruise. You can take this off as soon as you purchase the vehicle. Super Cruise icon on the top here will turn blue when it is looking for the lines on the road or looking for the track, green when it's locked in, and red flashing when it's not working anymore. I'll make a separate video on how to use Super Cruise. This part of the screen is not touch sensitive, but this one is. So you have menus on the bottom that you can change your layout. So I could go to energy and it changes the screen. You go to map, it turns into a giant map. You got assist. So when you're in Super Cruise, you can see all the locked in stuff there. And then you have clean on the bottom, which is just, it's very simple. Everyone stays to gauge though. So you're able to go into gauge and you can go into sub menu and you can go into sport or you can go into touring. All of this is controllable there. You have your lights on the bottom. So you have off, auto, fog lights, high beams, all of them on like that. Then you have your heads up display on the bottom, which will go from standard, assisted, or augmented reality. So you have your heads up display on the front a little bit here. On the side of the steering wheel, you have the auto hold button, which enables you to go to a light, and when you take your foot off the brake, it will stay stopped. Lane keep assist. You'll notice that when you hit that lane keep assist, there's lines on the screen. They'll turn green when they're active. They will be white when they're looking for them. So if you let go of the steering wheel while you're driving and they're green, it will ping pong you between the lines. It is not automatic driving. It is not lane centering technology. It is just an assistant that will ping pong you back and forth. This is a gauge cluster brightness area, so I can actually show you because it's nighttime here. So we can dim it and you can make it a lot more bright if you want to, just by scrolling up and down here. You have a parking brake. You engage it. To disengage it, you put your foot on the brake and press the button again. It will automatically engage if you are parked on some sort of angle. Your massage seats. This is how they work. So in order to engage your seats, you click in and the menu will be on this screen here. So you'll click in or you'll cycle up and down. So you turn it this way and it changes your menus. So if you go into the lumbar control, you'll notice that it tells you forward or back, adjusts it. And then if you want to turn your roll on, we click on it. There we go. And then go forward. You got to play around with it till you kind of figure it out. Side note, you can also see the green that's set with the ambient lighting at nighttime now. You got your heated seats. You got one on the back, one for the bottom and back. There's 3 levels to it. They're automatic. So when you are sitting in the seat, they will turn on depending on what the temperature is outside. You also have ventilated seats in here too, and they will light up blue on this part of the door. You have memory seating on the driver's side, and you have memory seating on the passenger side, which is great for multiple passengers or whoever's trading roles. The massaging seats as well are on the passenger side too, heated and cooled seats too. You'll notice that there's the trunk release button in the door jamb here, and open the door, you pull like this. Lastly, the settings, I'd like to go in there for a moment. So connections, you simply would go to here for your devices. You can turn Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on and off. You can go to vehicle to phone sharing. I love this, as I mentioned before. There is an explanation for everything if you're wondering what it does. You'll go to vehicle for most features. drive mode customization. You can go V mode. Everything that we'd seen beforehand is done in here too. Valet mode can be set if you want the rear of the vehicle, the back hatch, the back doors, everything except for the driver door to be locked. So if you are valeting your vehicle, you will no longer have to worry about someone getting in the back seat, taking your things. If you have golf clubs, you have whatever you want in the back seat, no one's going to do that if you are valeting your vehicle. You can turn your Super Cruise lane change alert on and off. I always put it on turn signal activated so it doesn't automatically put me into an oncoming traffic. So I go to turn signal activated. That way, anytime that I'm wanting to do a lane change automatically, I'd have to turn my indicator on for it to do it. Comfort and convenience gives you power rear gate opening. Because there is no gauge on that button on the door, you have to change how high you want it to be. You can make it 3/4 height maximum or off. The 3/4 height is beneficial only for those who are in a garage with a low hanging garage door motor. You have reverse tilt mirror, so that the mirrors can tilt down if you want them to, when you go in reverse. Rain sense wipers, so on and so forth. And there's a number of other things like seat positioning. You can have them go back when you leave the car and go to your seat when you start it with your assigned key fob, and so on and so forth. I will make a more in-depth video for all the settings on a different one, but this is a very long video and I just wanted to be able to give you the basic functions. If you are wondering how to do basic things with your Lyriq V, I wanted to make sure, because there's no one else who's doing this out here. And you know what? It's important because this is a pretty popular car. It's a pretty incredible machine. It's a good all year round rocket. Absolute rocket. So yeah, enjoy your new car.